DeSoto native and Buffalo Bills linebacker Von Miller turned himself in after a domestic violence warrant was issued for his arrest. This was the mugshot taken this afternoon after he turned himself in. He is since bonded out. Dallas police say last night he got into a fight with a longtime girlfriend at a luxury high-rise. They say that fight turned physical. Fox 4's Blake Hansen is live in Dallas with the details. Blake.
Stephen, Heather, according to police documents, the victim is 6 weeks pregnant, and police say there were visible injuries on her after the attack. Buffalo Bills linebacker and DeSoto native Von Miller turned himself in to Glen Heights Police in southern Dallas County Thursday afternoon. He was then taken to the DeSoto jail, where he was released on a $5,000 bond. Police say the assault happened Wednesday morning in an apartment in this luxury Dallas high-rise. A Dallas police arrest warrant affidavit says Miller and his girlfriend got into an argument over travel plans, and when she slammed a door, it made Miller visibly angry, and he began to yell at the woman to get out of the apartment. The girlfriend told Dallas police as she was getting her belongings to leave, Miller began to shove and push her, stepped on her feet, causing her to fall back into a chair, and then using one hand began applying pressure around her neck for 3 to 5 seconds before letting go. The affidavit says she tried to leave again when Miller pulled her by her hair, ultimately pulling a chunk of hair out and causing her to fall to the ground. The woman called police, but when they arrived, Miller had left. Police say she had minor cuts to a hand, bruising to her neck, torso, and arm. She also shared with police a video recording during the incident. The NFL said in a statement Thursday, "We are aware of the matter and have been in contact with the club." It is not the first time Miller has reportedly faced allegations of domestic violence. In 2021, police in a Denver suburb investigated Miller, but the district attorney declined to file charges. Police say the victim in Wednesday's incident and Miller have been in a relationship for 7 years and have children together, but it wasn't clear if she was connected to the Denver area investigation. We reached out to Miller's representatives for comment but did not hear back. Buffalo is on a bye this week. The team says it is still in the process of gathering information. Stephen, Heather.
All right, it's Blake Hansen just outside that luxury Dallas high-rise. Blake, thank you.
A pair of inmates who escaped from the Fannin-County jail northeast of Dallas are tonight back in custody. One
was caught in Oklahoma, the other just a few miles away from where he escaped. Ramon Perez turned himself in to authorities in Tarrant, Oklahoma this morning. Raymond Ross was spotted in a neighborhood in Bonham, about 80 miles outside of Dallas. Surveillance captured him roaming a neighborhood there today. Authorities conducted a search, causing schools to be put on lockdown for a time. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Fannin-County tonight with our update. Peyton.
Steve, and it was all hands on deck here in Fannin County. There were several sightings of escaped inmate Raymond Ross earlier today in a Bonham neighborhood. So investigators knew he was nearby, but it turns out he was hiding out right under their noses.
Just before sundown Wednesday evening, escaped inmate Raymond Ross was found in a Bonham apartment following a 4-day manhunt in Fannin County.
And as they were getting ready to leave, they noticed that there was 2 residents that they hadn't searched all day because they were occupied.
Earlier on Wednesday, investigators were tipped off Ross had been using a stolen phone. The phone's last pinged location, the same apartment where the sheriff's office says Ross was found hiding under a bed. The arrest took place just feet away from the mobile command center Fannin County set up at the Housing Authority.
And yes, the elephant in the room was basically right across the street.
It's still unclear if Ross was receiving any help. Investigators were on scene interviewing the people from the apartment where Ross was found. Ross had been on the run since Saturday evening when the Fannin County Sheriff's Office says he and his cellmate, Ramon Perez, hatched a plan to escape the Fannin County Jail's South Annex.
They got out of their cell, got into the inner side of the inner walls, were able to make their way up through into the attic, I believe. I don't know all of the, and then found their way to the outer part of the building and were able to kick their way through the ceiling part of the outer part of the building and escape that way.
Perez turned himself into authorities Wednesday morning near Tarrant, Oklahoma, just north of the Red River. But Ross didn't make it very far. Wednesday morning, Ross was caught on surveillance video walking through Bonham neighborhoods, just a few miles away from the jail. The sightings caused Bonham ISD to put schools on lockout. Ross also tried to flag down a ride, but the driver called 911.
I can see those face tattoos and the neck tattoos as well.
Joanna Avila also called 911 after seeing Ross on her doorbell camera just after 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. The video shows Ross walking across her driveway and ducking behind the family's truck. Avila says her mother had just left for work less than 10 minutes before.
The door was unlocked. My younger brother was inside. I was asleep. He could have easily gone inside and did anything.
But Wednesday evening, a sigh of relief was felt over Fannin County, with both inmates back in custody, now facing additional charges. Perez was in jail for aggravated assault of a child. Ross for evading arrest with a motor vehicle, drug possession, and for possessing a firearm as a felon.
So now there's an ongoing investigation on exactly how these two men escaped. Now we're here at the Fannin County Sheriff's South Annex Jail. So there's not barbed wire fence around this jail. So once they got out through the ceiling, they just ran into the pitch black woods. So the sheriff's office tell me right now they are reevaluating their security checks.
Fox 4 News has learned a 16-year-old Dallas ISD student was shot in the middle of the day just a few yards from his school campus. It happened on Halloween in the uptown neighborhood of Dallas. Fox 4's David Sintendry live with details on the incident, on the arrest, and then also, David, how that arrest was made. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, the shooting happened behind the school and during school hours. It's an incident that, for the most part, has flown under the radar. We did not learn about it until a couple of weeks after the fact, and right now we're just getting some crucial details confirmed. A 16-year-old North Dallas High student was shot behind the school at Cole Park on Halloween, according to Dallas police. The alleged gunman, 19-year-old Edgar Dominguez, who was 18 years old at the time of the shooting, was at large for 9 days.
She heard like a pop.
Kimberly Navarro says her daughter heard the shooting while on a North Dallas High athletic field and ran for help.
I actually came right away. She was scared. She was really scared.
Well, according to Dallas police, the North Dallas High School student was shot near these tennis courts at Cole Park, just feet away from school property. It happened at around 3:50 in the afternoon. That's before school gets out for the day at 4:30.
As you can see, anything can happen.
According to an arrest affidavit, the 16-year-old boy and his girlfriend were by the tennis court hugging. The girl's ex-boyfriend, Dominguez, walked up and pointed a tan handgun at the victim's head while asking if he was with her. The 16-year-old boy stood quiet, but Dominguez lowered the gun and shot him once on his left foot.
It needs to get better. It really does. The things that's going on around here, parents really need to open their eyes up to know their kids, be more active, and see something, say something.
Police say the 16-year-old's girlfriend identified her ex, Dominguez, as the shooter. Investigators used a flock camera to identify the vehicle Dominguez used to allegedly flee the scene. He was arrested on November 9th.
Choose to do things better for yourself. Choose to be better for you.
Since November 15th, Fox 4 has been working to get a full scope of information from Dallas ISD. On Tuesday, the district confirmed Dominguez is not a Dallas ISD student, and it says standard communication was shared about the incident with families at that school.
It was just really scary.
Back in January, a different Dallas ISD student was shot in the leg at Cole Park during a fight.
That really worries me.
The 16-year-old was treated and released from a hospital. It's unclear if his girlfriend, who was a witness to that shooting, is also a North Dallas student. I want to point out that Dominguez's bond is set at $50,000. He is still at the Dallas County Jail.
A Tarrant County Sheriff's deputy is expected to recover after being shot twice while working an off-duty security job. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The shooting happened at a Fort Worth credit union. The suspect was arrested after a manhunt in a nearby neighborhood. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Fort Worth tonight with the latest from investigators. Peyton.
Steve, and the Tarrant County Sheriff, he just provided an update for us within the hour outside here of JPS Hospital. He tells us that his deputy, who was shot twice, is now out of surgery and is recovering. He will survive. Again, that deputy was shot twice. The sheriff tells us once in the lower abdomen and another time in the upper chest. As for the investigation is still ongoing. The suspect is in custody, and Fort Worth police are now trying to determine a motive.
I'm absolutely delighted to report that our deputy has successfully gone through surgery, and the outlook is good.
Monday evening, Tarrant County Sheriff Bill Wayborn provided an optimistic update outside JPS Hospital in Fort Worth. 35-year-old Brent Brown is now out of surgery and recovering after being shot twice.
Brent stood his ground. He did his duty, and nobility of what he did today is what law enforcement expects out of all of our officers, and he did it well.
Monday afternoon, just after 3:30 p.m., a 911 call came from inside this Fort Worth Community Credit Union stating the off-duty Tarrant County Sheriff's deputy had been shot while working security. Fort Worth officers responded to the intersection of Brentwood Stair Road and 820 in East Fort Worth. Video from outside the credit union shows front windows shattered. Sheriff Wayborn confirmed Deputy Brown did return fire after the suspect shot him. It's unclear how many rounds were exchanged. After a brief manhunt, police confirmed a suspect was in custody. About a half-mile away from the shooting scene, Sky 4 captured Fort Worth police officers and SWAT surrounding a home off Linwood Hills Drive. An armored SWAT truck was staged on the backside of the house.
When I seen this street here blocked off, I didn't know what was going on.
Police did not share a motive for the shooting, including if it was a bank robbery. Typically, federal investigators take over during bank robbery cases. But Fort Worth PD is the lead agency in Monday's shooting. Fort Worth Police Chief Neil Noakes says right now only limited information is being released.
When I left the scene there to come here to the hospital to be with the sheriff and the deputy, we still had investigators on scene that were collecting information, talking to witnesses, and getting all the information they could to make sure we have a successful prosecution in this case.
Again, the name of the deputy who was shot, it's Deputy Brent Brown. We just got that name within the hour, and we're learning more about him. The sheriff tells us he's been with the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office since 2011. He works in the warrants division, but today, again, he was working off duty at that credit union. He's out of surgery, and according to the sheriff, he will be okay. Steve and Heather, back to you.
All right, Peyton Yeager just outside the hospital in Fort Worth. Peyton, thanks for the update. Police say 2 people wanted for this Walgreens robbery in Lake Worth last month have been caught, and they say they're connected to the robbery of a cell phone store in Fort Worth as well. But 2 other suspects remain out there tonight, and Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher is live in Fort Worth with the update on all of it. Rebecca.
Well, Steve, 2 out of 4 of the robbery suspects have been arrested. The 3rd has been named, and the 4th tonight remains unidentified. Well, police say they partially busted a robbery ring that held up a Walgreens pharmacy in Lake Worth on October 15th and a Metro PCS store in Fort Worth on October 30th. Fort Worth police say the 2 suspects were arrested for the Metro PCS robbery. 35-year-old Henry Pierre Rogers is charged with aggravated robbery and a felon in possession of a weapon. 31-year-old Jamal Antoine Ferris is charged with aggravated robbery. Police say Ferris was out on bond on a murder charge for a 2018 murder in Everman.
In Lake Worth, they had 2 offenders that entered the store and committed the crime, and a 3rd was waiting in the car.
6244 Lake Worth Boulevard. We just got robbed.
Police say they determined Rogers and Ferris were both at the Walgreens robbery on Lake Worth Boulevard in Lake Worth, just north of Fort Worth. They say Rogers was the getaway driver and stayed outside in a black Impala. They say Ferris, armed with a gun, was in a blue hoodie who forced a pharmacist to bag up drugs from a locked cabinet and who forced a clerk to unlock a safe. Police have not determined who the robber in the black hoodie is, but say he used a taser on the front desk clerk and injured her. Police say they got away with $5,000 in cash. They loaded up in in a trash can.
These same three were also involved in the offense in Fort Worth with a fourth gentleman.
Fort Worth police say during the robbery at the Metro PCS on East Allen Street, one man went inside to scope it out, then left. Later, two different men came in, one of them armed and committed a takeover-style robbery, getting away electronics and about $900 in cash. They say the fourth suspect stayed outside to be the lookout. Fort Worth police identified one of the two men they're still looking for as 32-year-old Deshaun Scott. They're still trying to identify the fourth member of the ring. Neither police department has said how they tracked down Rogers and Ferris and identified Scott. Rogers and Ferris have not yet been charged in Lake Worth, but that is expected to happen soon. Lake Worth police believe they'll be linked to other robberies.
So we're working with the FBI to determine that. They said that there may be countless other offenses that this group has committed, and they're just trying to put the pieces together to see if there's anything else.
Yeah, and the clerk injured in the Lake Worth Walgreens robbery is now recovering at home after having surgery. If you have any information that can help police identify the two remaining suspects, you're urged to contact police. Steve, Heather.
All right, Rebecca Butcher in Fort Worth tonight. Thanks, Rebecca.